Hi, it's Melissa at Messy Missy Create. Yeah, did you forget who I was? It has been a while, and I can only say I apologize for my total darkness for a little while. And I wish I could tell you I had a really good reason. I didn't. I just apparently needed a break. I have done nothing in my journal for November. I made it. I think that was the last video. I made it with you. And I never did a thing in it. So anyway, this is going to be a different kind of video. This is just going to be kind of a Christmas craft chat and catch up. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I'm starting on some of my Christmas cards. And I'm not going to make a card necessarily start to finish. I have pieces and parts of all my die cuts. So I'm going to be making the ingredients for a card. This is kind of how I do it. So this is going to be, well, Christmas tree. And here's the other pieces to my Christmas tree. And this is like packages, presents. Here's all of my sentiments I spent today. Cutting out a lot of different things. Because that's really the most time-consuming part. Putting it together is too, but this is stockings and gingerbread man and candy canes, things like that. And let's see, presents, tree. And I think that's it. So these are some that I actually made last year, and I did not get these sent out. I did send out some, to family or whatever, but these are a few, just a few of the ones that I had made. I'm glad that I still have some because it gives me kind of a springboard into, like the different styles that I was making last year. I have some pictures. I didn't take pictures of all of the cards last year. I wish I had, because some of them turned out, I thought they turned out kind of nice. This one, the wreath, I almost cut out all the pieces of the wreath, but I didn't do that one for this video. This wreath took me a while to put together. It's a Tim Holtz die set. This is a set from Honeybee Stamps. Mary, Mary, Mary. And it's what they would call an A2 size card if you're not familiar with card making. Which is like, was it 4.5 by 5.5 by 4.25, or vice versa. 4.5 by 5.25 maybe. Anyway, it just says Mary, 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 and I backed it with some plaid paper, and then I like to make 5x7 cards, so I found a way to use that size on a 5x7 card. This is a Spellbinders, it's not a set, it's just Santa, and then this is Merry Christmas, and this is one of their dot embossing folders. This is one I made, I made this year. I made it, it's been a few weeks ago. I think in one of my last videos, I talked about a friend of mine coming over for a crafty play date. And this is what we made. We each made one of these. I cut them out and was showing her how to put them together. And so these are some of the packages that we're going to put together, except I wanted some more colorful paper. So anyway, that's that. I don't have one of the tree. Well, actually, yes, I do. I have an assembled tree. This is kind of where I'm going with this. I've already put together a few backgrounds, meaning I just cut some plaid paper and backed it on a green card base. And this was a tree that I had made from last year, so I was glad I still had that. This time I'm using glitter, white glitter cardstock for the kind of snow caps on the trees. Anyway, so this is kind of what I have in mind. This is where I'm sort of going with the trees a little bit, I think. Maybe a couple presents. I don't know if I'll do it this way or, well, let me make you dizzy. It might go this way and then like Merry Christmas, or let's see, maybe All the Joy, or a big Merry Christmas, whatever fits on here. So I have a couple. I have one that says Merry and Bright. I have two Merry Christmases and one that says All the Joy. I have another one that just says Joy, but it's And I have one that says ho, ho, ho. So anyway, that's sort of where I'm going. Yeah, here's just a couple of backgrounds. So I spent the other day, or a couple hours right before Thanksgiving, making a couple of these before I had to disassemble my craft table in the kitchen for Thanksgiving. So this is an Argyle, Spellbinders Argyle embossing folder. I think you can see that. It literally looks like Argyle socks. And this is just Merry Christmas. And anyway, so this was just a couple backgrounds that I had already made, and this is the tree we're going to be putting together. Yeah, so I thought that I would just come and chat while I assemble. Excuse me. I was die cutting all of these, and then I thought, well, I was going to start putting some of them together, and I thought, you know, I've come in here a couple times to try to make a video, and I had gotten so behind in my journal that I just didn't have a starting point. It was just too much to catch up, and I apparently needed a break from my journal, maybe. My goal at the beginning of this year was to have a complete year of journals. It makes me sad to think that I didn't do that, but you know, to go from not doing any journals last year to trying to commit to doing one every month, you know, sometimes we fall short of our goals and we just have to give ourselves some grace, right? So, that's kind of where I am. And I didn't mean to keep you in the dark. But every time I'd come in to try to make a video, for one thing, I couldn't find my craft space. My niece has been over here. She's been in town for a couple weeks. And that's the other thing that's been going on that's had my attention. In addition to, I hosted my family Thanksgiving this year for the first time in a while. Probably the first time in about 5 years or so. And so, I don't know if you can see the score lines in this. I'm not making this up as I go. I'm just following score lines here. That's the idea. And then this second layer has score lines. That's where I know to put the white snow caps. So I'm using my art glitter glue. And I'm just going to do this while I chat. So my niece has been here. Or she's been in town. And she didn't stay with us. She stays with her mom. But, anyway, she's come several times to help me do some things. She's helping me get the house ready for Thanksgiving. But also, she was helping me clean out. If you've been around a while, you know, I've mentioned a couple of times about having my actual craft room. That was before I got sick and the paralysis and all of that. I had an Etsy shop, and I did some paper crafting. I made tags, and I made a lot of different things. I did the vinyl, I did the shirts, I did the glasses, I made tags for people. I actually made product tags for stores, a couple of stores. And then when, you know, all of this happened, I just kind of had to stop, you know, sort of everything all of a sudden. And let's see, this is not going to be easy. I put 3 sets of these in here. I should have probably separated them because I'm going to have some that I'm just like going blank on. And I can barely see. Here we go, right there. In that space, when I became paralyzed, what was that, a little over 2 years ago now, not quite 2.5 years. You know, that room, it used to be an office. We live in the house that my husband grew up in. And when his parents started their business, they, you know, they added on to like the front porch and it became their office. So it's always been like, it's never been like a living room or a bedroom or anything like that. So when we moved back in here, I took it over as my craft room. And it's a pretty decent sized room, and but it's very long and narrow. So in a lot of ways, it wasn't as functional as I wanted it to be. But anyway, so all of my stuff is still out there. My heat press, my machines that I cut all my vinyl, and my, what do you call that? See, it's been a while. My HTV, the heat transfer vinyl, I think that's what it's called. And what else? You know, it's funny, because I made these last year, I actually kind of almost remember where the pieces go. Who would have thought, right? But anyway, that room kind of became a storage room, because when you're all of a sudden in a wheelchair, and this is not a very big house, I had to, you know, put stuff out there, which, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it was my craft room. It wasn't exactly like it was super clean anyway. It was functional, but it wasn't, uh-oh. Is that, oh dear, I'm not seeing where that goes. Huh. Oh, that's that piece. So that's for another tree. Okay, so while I have that one, let me go ahead and put that one on. Anyway, but everything extra that we couldn't fit, you know, I had to widen my walkways through the house and things like that. So anything extra just went automatically in that room. So, and then, you know, as I was trying to do things, you know, I would try to dig in there for something that I knew I had, and I wasn't able to really get in there and put it back the right way. So, you know, I ended up just kind of, it snowballed. And, you know how that goes, right? When you don't put stuff away, you know, like it's supposed to go, it just kind of has a tendency to snowball on you. And so anyway, one of the days, since she had an extended length of time here, she came because it's her mom, my sister. It's her mom who had fallen a little while back. It's been almost a month ago, and had broken her shoulder in a very awkward place. Not that there's a good place to break your shoulder, I'm assuming. But anyway, and she needed some help. So she came, you know, my niece has been working out of town, so she came back to help her for a little while. And anyway, but while she was here, she helped me too. And so that was great. And she said, well, do you want to try tackling the front room, the old craft room? And I said, well, yeah, that'd be great. So we did. And that took, you know, the better part of 2 days, I guess. And in the meantime, some things got bumped back into my space that I'm in right this second. Which they probably need to go in here. It's like stuff, you know, putting light stuff together. This is like where I'm doing my crafts now, my journaling, things like that. So it's all the books and all the whatever I collect, you know, and I need to downsize a lot of that, which I have. I have a whole carload of stuff to take to the thrift store. And anyway, it's so it's been productive. I have been in maybe a little bit of a funk. I don't know that it's a real funk. It's more of a maybe an overwhelmed kind of funk. So yeah, I would just come back in here, and I couldn't function in here. I had, you know, this room seconds as my closet because, again, the closet, this is an old house. It's not that big to begin with. And it has very little, if any, closet space in the bedrooms. So the little space, the little closet that we had in the master bedroom, you know, my husband's stuff barely fits in that. So my daughter had lived here before we moved in, and she made, this is the smallest bedroom of the 3 bedrooms, and she had turned this into a, walk-in closet, which I thought was brilliant. So when we moved in here, I told her to leave it. You know, she put shelves on the wall for shoes, and she put the racks on the walls to hang the clothes. And anyway, so all that is to say, I share my craft room with all of my clothes and shoes. Now, over the last year, I have decreased the amount of shoes I have so that I could use those shelves for journals and books and things like that. You know, priorities, right? So, well, there's that piece again. Might as well use it since I already have it. Touch something once, right? Anyway, so, but even just adding a little bit in here, it just overwhelmed me. I just got overwhelmed. And so I'd come in here to think I was going to make a video or to try to work in my journal. And again, I think the combination of already knowing how behind I was and then there being extra stuff in here. And, you know, I'm trying to make the most of the time that I have when my niece can be here. And so, you know, she was here on and off, you know, a couple days a week or whatever. And honestly, I had to recover some, you know, just because it does exhaust me a little bit to work that hard all day. I'm still building up my endurance. But let's see, where do you want to go? What about right here? Yes. I can barely see the, oh, okay, well, I did that backwards, or the opposite way. That works too, I suppose. Let me see. Yep. So see how I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces left on this one. And this one goes up top. But I thought that maybe, because that's what I was saying. So every time I thought I'd come in here and just make a video, you know, just to kind of catch up with you. I couldn't even think about getting in my journal. I wasn't in that headspace, and I couldn't just turn it on and off like that, if that makes sense. So let's see, that one goes here. You know, because I hadn't been if I had been keeping up with it, and then, you know, I could come in here and just catch up on a couple of days or whatever. But anyway, at some point about mid-month, I just made the decision that I'm not going to have a November journal. And I either will have a blank journal. Well, either way, I'm going to have a blank journal. But I will either file it in my 2023 journal as blank, or I will already have my November journal for next year. So I haven't decided which I'm going to do yet. That really doesn't, it's not like that decision has to be made, you know. All right, I know you go here somewhere. There we go. I don't even know where it is, to be honest with you. It's under this pile to my right somewhere. But then it's time to make, I did make some fall cards. I didn't, I didn't make as many as I wanted. I did send them out to some, no, I did not mail any. Other than my daughter. I did make her a card because, this is the first time. Again, if you're not new here, you've heard me talk about this. If you're new here, my daughter just finished traveling the country for the last year, and she has settled back along the East Coast. She's not here where I live, but at least she's back on the East Coast, and she is, so this is the first time in a little while she's had an address. Okay, that's that piece, so I'll put that here. And so I haven't been able to mail her anything for a year. There was one period of time where she was somewhere long enough that she could get some mail, but I didn't have my act together enough to mail her, I didn't have one like ready-made, for her. So I missed my opportunity. Okay, I see where this one's going. We almost have this one tree finished. So anyway, I did mail hers, and I think that was about it. I gave them to my family, because these cards, when you put all the die cuts and all the layers, you can't just put a regular stamp on them and, put them in the mailbox. They require some extra postage, and I have to actually take them to the post office, which you would not think that's that big of a deal, but it is sometimes. It's not that far away. I just don't go that way very often. So it's something that involves a special trip, which that is totally okay. I just have to make a point to go. And so I did get, I mailed a birthday card off to a friend that I wasn't going to see on her birthday. And then I mailed my daughter's fall/Thanksgiving card, or it was mostly just fall. Got one more piece that's going to go. No, I have two more pieces that go here. And where does this one want to live? I do not know. Let's see. Let's try. Oh, yes. Maybe right here. Yep. So, anyway, while I was, cutting these out, this is the first down day that I've had. Day with downtime. Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving. And we had a good one. It was, like I said, this was the first year I had hosted my family in about 5 years. And that translates to, right now with everybody that's in town, unless we have somebody additional, in town, it translates to about 13 or 14 people. Which we have to make some extra accommodations. My, again, house is not that big. But, it was good. I cooked a turkey and a ham. My husband cooked a turkey. He smoked a turkey. Yes, we needed 2 turkeys. Do you know we did not have that much left over? They were not huge. I usually do like a 25-pound turkey, and I could not find one that big this year. And so I got 18.5-pound, I think, 18 or 19 pound, and my husband smoked a 16-pound turkey. But, first thing my sister said, one of my sisters, who usually, if I don't cook, she'll cook the turkey. So she's the other turkey cook in the family now that Mom's not here. And, well, I'm not seeing where this one goes. Oh, yeah, this one goes right here. She said, oh, the breast on that turkey looks small. I was like, well, Couldn't find a big one. So, you know, the difference between a 17 and a 27 pound. Now, I don't do I did a 27 pound one time. Caught my oven on fire. So, I try to stick to about a 25 pound, 22 to 25 pound turkey. And the reason it caught on fire is because the pan that I was cooking in was not large enough to hold all of the drippings on a bird that size. And it was dripping down into the thing. Anyway, by the way, that was like the best turkey ever. It was flame kissed and it was perfect. But anyway, I digress. So, my husband, he has an egg, and this was the first time he's smoked a turkey on the egg. And everything we read and the recipe he was following for like the brine and all of that, everything said that it was going to be done. Okay, pick it up. I'm not seeing it. Oh, that's that little piece right there. Right there. Everything said that it was going to be about 4 hours. So, you know, we were going to eat about 2, and so he put it on about, I don't know, 7:30 or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to do math. I already did all the turkey math that I care to do for the year. So, and mine was going to take about 5 hours. So, I mean, I've done that 100 times, right? Okay, maybe not 100, but I've done it several times. So, I really didn't, you know, I was very confident. He kept asking me, are you going to check it? I'm like, no, I'm not going to check it. I don't want to unwrap the tinfoil, and then, because you never can get it back on, and then the oven drops temperature a little bit, and you just really disrupt the process. I knew that it was going to take about 5 hours. And so I wasn't going to check it until about the 4.5 point, in which I was going to peel the tinfoil off, cut the little legs, the little slit in the legs, so that it can finish getting. Anyway, I have my process, and it did not involve peeking after like 2 hours. So it just drove him nuts that I wasn't going to peek at it. And I'm like, no, this is when you have faith in what you're doing, and you know that the turkey is going to take 5 hours to cook. So anyway, why was I telling you all that? Oh, yeah. Okay, him worried about me checking my turkey. He has, on his egg, he has the little thermostat and the meat thermometer. Although he kept telling me, do I need to put the meat thermometer? And I'm like, no, I'll know when it's done. Anyway, he had the meat thermometer, and he has the thing where it's digital and it's on his phone, so he can watch on his phone the temperature, internal temperature of the meat. And it was hitting 100 and something degrees after, it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So, yeah, we way overestimated how long his was going to take to cook. But anyhow, so, yeah, that thing was dark. And it looked like it was going to be dry and burnt. And he took it off. And because it came out so early, I mean, his was done by, what, like 11? 10:30 maybe? And, but we kept it wrapped up. And he actually just wrapped the turkey itself. And I told him to wrap it with the juice pan in there, so that it would hold some of that moisture in. Anyway, it turned out fabulous. So, anyhow. But my siblings and nieces and nephews, and, you know, they all did sides, and I had everything done. I mean, we truly were, like, done at, like, 1 o'clock, and I normally run behind. We always end up eating a little later. I think I did that backwards. I did. I think. No, I didn't. Nope. I did it exactly right. Anyhow, so at like 1 o'clock, everything's done. My turkey's done. I allowed myself an extra, what am I doing? I allowed myself like an extra half hour or an hour because I had a casserole, or, you know, the stuffing and all that to cook, you know, to go in the oven right after the turkey. So I allowed myself like an extra hour, you know, for it to be done. You know, so that I could cook the other stuff before everybody got there or before dinner was ready. And, anyway, I'm looking and everything is just like cooking and doing, and it's all done and coming out of the oven. And I look down and it's only 1 o'clock. And I'm like, oh dear. So, because people weren't coming over until like 2. They were coming over like right before. I had one brother came early. But, anyway, they weren't coming over to eat. We weren't supposed to eat until 2, so I was really worried that everything was going to dry out, but it didn't. And everything turned out fine. And we played, our family loves to play games of any sort. Right here. There we go. So we played some turkey bingo after dinner, and that was fun. And, you know, I have nieces and nephews, and they have kids, so I have great nieces and nephews. My daughter was not here. She did not come home for Thanksgiving. She had just been home in October. So, they opted to come then instead of, you know, for Thanksgiving, because they really want it to be done traveling and just ready to have some quiet time, downtime at home. So, I, you know, can't say that I blame them there. She's actually, my in-laws went up to my father-in-law, or my father-in-law has family in South Carolina. And they went up there for Thanksgiving. And so my daughter's only a handful of hours away from there. So, they were going in that general direction for something else. And, so they ended up kind of surprising them and going to see them. And, so my daughter's boyfriend hasn't met all of that family yet. So he's getting a chance to meet. My father-in-law is the oldest of 10. And all of them live in the same general area. They all live within an hour of each other. So when we go up there, it's a grand old time. I mean, literally a grand old time. It's lots of family, lots of, you know, because they all have kids and their kids have kids. And I think some of them, even their, you know, some of them even have great grands, and they all, for the most part, live close to about the same area. So you get to see a lot of people when you go up there. As a matter of fact, we went up there for Thanksgiving last year. And I know I didn't count people last year, I don't think. But one other year we went up there, and I know there was between, there was at least 75 people. And my, father-in-law's sister that is next in line, you know, next to, she's a little bit younger than him. She hosts everybody, and she has a huge house and lives on a lake, and, you know, everybody likes to go out on the boat. And, you know, she has the house and the accommodations for all of that. I do not. So me and my little 13 or 14 people were shoved in this little house. So, but we had a good time. And I think that one is done. I just need, that looks like a good spot. And then I'll put the white glitter on top of these. There won't be as many of these. I don't know if this is boring you to tears, but I thought that I would do it while I was catching up on the last couple of weeks anyway. So, you know, a little bit of story time with the crafting. But anyway, so what all did you do for Thanksgiving, if you did anything? I know what I was going to tell you. So after dinner, my niece, the one that helps me, and then one of my nephews, who, let's see, my niece is like 40. I was 8 when she was born. And she's like in her early 40s. And, my nephew is my other sister's son. He is, I don't know, he's still in his 30s, but she dared him to go jump in her pool. Yes, it is the end of November. Yes, we live in Florida, but we live in North Florida, and it's pretty chilly. I mean, it's been warm on and off, but the water this time of the year is still too chilly to swim in. And, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't go as far as like polar plunge or anything like that, but it's, I don't want to be in it. So anyway, she bet him $20 he wouldn't jump in, and he did. I'm like, that fool, he'll do anything for $20. And this is not the first Thanksgiving bet that the two of them have been affiliated with. The other ones, yeah, this one was less gross than some of the other ones, and I'm like, I can't watch. But anyway, so then we played a little turkey bingo and had coffee and dessert and chit-chatted and cleaned up. And then my niece and her daughter came back and we played code names. We played that when my daughter was here. She actually introduced us to it, and it was pretty fun. I mean, it makes you use your brain. And yeah, it makes you really think. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's kind of... Oh, this one goes this way. That's right. Right there. I don't know if you can see where I'm lining this up. I'm not making this up as I go, I promise. There are lines that I can barely see that I'm following. And see, these aren't too bad. I mean, I don't know if any of y'all are interested in doing any of this, but I thought that I would show you this process. My die cut machine is really too big to fit under my camera lens, so I have a hard time showing you that process. I think I managed to do it in one video or something like that, that I filmed in the kitchen at my island, and it's not ideal, but it worked for that. I have asked Santa for a small die cut machine. I like my big one because I don't have to cut down my paper. You know, I have a machine that's 8.5 by 11, or it's 8.5 wide, or a little over. I think it's almost 9 wide. So it makes for great crafting. It just doesn't. Where does this one go? Oh, right here. It's not very video friendly. So I thought that instead of sitting there by myself putting these together, I thought I would bring you along and just chit chat. And because I felt like I had to be doing a craft in order to, I didn't do something right. Oh, I'm missing a piece. That's what it is. This one goes here, and I'm missing one little piece up there. I actually had gotten my backup plan was I had gotten a new magazine, a Christmas magazine, or, you know, for December. I thought if all else fails, I will do a, if all else fails, I'll do a, you know, just a magazine flip while we chat. But then I was making these and I thought this would be more interesting. Okay, so I have that issue right there. Now, I'm sure that I will find it somewhere. I love old dishes. It makes me concerned a little bit, though. Oh, nope. Looky there. It stuck to the bottom. Ta-da! Let's see. Very good. I thought I would actually get to the presents and whatever. I didn't plan on doing all 3 trees. I thought I would just do one. But let me see where we are on time here. It's been over 40 minutes. I'm so sorry. So I spent all morning trying to get all these different things done so I could do some of them. Where I went wrong is I put them all together in the same bowl instead of just cutting out one of them. While I had them, I knew I was going to need about 3 of them. So while I had them in, I went ahead and cut that many, but I wasn't thinking about maybe not being able to find them. Being able to separate out the pieces for one. Probably here. Yep, that looks good. But see, and this is the first time I've used this glitter paper. It's doing pretty good. It's not coming off on my hands. This is Tim Holtz glitter paper. It's like high dollar stuff, but only used a really itty bitty small section, a small piece of a small piece. But see how good that's going to look? I'm assuming you can see that. Can you see the glitter in there? When I look in my camera, I always think it looks dark. And I get all panicky. But then when I go back and watch the video before I post it, I realize that it's lighter than it looks. But it is nighttime. So I was a little worried about it being dark. But I have plenty of lights, I think. This one goes down here. I was hoping to get to the presents, but perhaps I won't. I would like to, just so I can show them to you. I can stop doing the trees. I have this trunk. I have another one, a thinner one, and I have my markers in here now. And what I'll do is I'll color that brown, and then I cut off a piece of it, and I put it, almost like a tree trunk, and then put the presents underneath it. So that's not part of this set, but it's what I do. So let me see, and I dumped all that out too. I know I don't have time to finish the tree. However, this is what, it'll look like with the little ornaments and stuff on it. And some more snow. So it'll be cute. Let's see, big ornaments down here. Do y'all do that? Oh, we got our tree up yesterday. We took a little road trip the day after Thanksgiving. And see, that'll be cute. I think I'm gonna like that a lot with that glitter on there. That'll be good. So let me see if I can do one of the presents, or one or two of them, just to show you. Like this one has 2 pieces. It's got the polka dot, and then this one has the top layer has the missing piece. So this one's easy. You just cut one out of one color and the other one out of another color, and you, bada bing, bada boom, you have a polka dot package. And you can add a bow. So if we wanted like this red metallic bow, I didn't poke out all the little pieces. I don't know if we want a metallic one or not. This one I haven't done before. This one was just striped. I wasn't sure if I liked that. This one is a diagonal stripe. And I did it with craft paper because I do use, some of my wrapping paper is craft. And, just with different designs on it. I don't think I have any I don't use plain craft paper. Although I keep thinking that I'm going to use the plain craft and then stamp something on it. But, geez, who's got time for that, right? Do I want a green bow on that one? No, that's not the package that goes on anyway. Wasn't sure if I liked this. This is some paper I'm trying to use. And this is... that might bother me a little bit. Let's see. Well, I could do, I think this goes on here. Nope. It does not. It goes on this one. Like that. I've been using up my little bits of paper from last year. I have little pieces and parts of paper. So I was trying to clean up my little paper bin today. And I'm like, well, the best way to do that is just to sit here and die cut all these little bits. And, Nope. I don't know if I cut out any non-metallic bows. I thought I did. Let me see if this red one is going to look good with this. Not really. It doesn't match. That's more of an orangey red in that. Let me see how this one looks. That might look okay with that green shiny, the green foil paper. But especially my foil papers, I use every last drop of them. And every little piece of scrap, I was using it for those, the ornaments on the trees. And I mean, I was cutting it down to nothing. What time I got done with it, you couldn't have cut another dot off of it. Okay, so this one, I will use this bow, I think. I like that. Or nope, I don't want it. Okay, so I'm doing several color schemes. Some traditional, red and green and white, or red and green and gold, or whatever. Ugh, now I'm gonna have a glue mess all over my foil. But some other ones I'm doing more like bright colors, like turquoise and like a real bright orangey red and white, or maybe even some hot pink. I'm not one that does pink on Christmas. Sorry, I forgot I had my coffee in here. But I was using that turquoise, and I'm like, that has potential. This little one goes with this box. This is the set that actually comes with the tree. It goes like that, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yep. Yeah, I definitely can't sit here and do this much longer anyway, because it's killing my back. But I just wanted to touch base with you and tell you that I hadn't totally forgotten about you. And on my last video, y'all left some of the sweetest comments. It made my day. It really did. Made my absolute day. And then I fall off the wagon. And I did feel bad about that. I really did. I still do. I not did. I do. This one. I made... Oh, see this little tag? Is that not the cutest thing ever? Well, you can't see it yet. Oh, my hands are so dry. See the cute little tag? You can put it like under... I just did them out of craft paper, but I'll probably go back and add some... I want to see if this looks good on this one. Not bad. And then this one would be one that you're like looking down on. So you'd have a bow like that. Or a bow, I've got a green one. Maybe a green bow. I don't know. I was really just randomly cutting stuff. So where, oh where? This was a piece in my little scrap bin that I'm trying to make it work because it's red and gold and I want it to look, to me it looks like Christmas, but not, oh wait, no. Not in love with it, that's for sure. I think it goes like, this is the one that just has the little box topper and then you put a bow, like this bow maybe on top. I haven't glued it down, but you get the idea. Like that. This one, that one I kind of like. I wasn't sure if I was going to like the this print on this paper. Kind of looks Nordic. Isn't that what that's called? Kind of Nordic. What else? Oh, this is silver. I didn't cut out any silver bows or anything like that. I wasn't fooling with my silver paper today. Anyway, you get the idea. And this has been now almost an hour long, so I guess I better stop. Yeah, let's do that. And that one's very specific. They definitely go on top of each other. Now, here is my issue, or one of many. You know, let's not limit ourselves to one issue, right? Here's the tree. And I like to put all these different packages with them. And I know that it's not proportional. If it's not the one that comes with the set. Now, I'm not going to do this because I don't think that matches, right? I'm not going to do that one. These are the little packages that came with this tree. Now, these bigger packages did not, but I have been known to add one or two. I was thinking about maybe the smallest one. You know, somebody's getting a big present, right? I thought I had cut a red bow that was not metallic. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and look for it, though. It's not that important. But, oh, and I guess it could be metallic. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Anyway, so it can go on here. But these are the two that came with. I'll show you the little die set. So this is the presents. This is Sizzix. I've had these for a couple of years, at least. So this is the set that come. Oh, I didn't know that went over. So my little polka dot one actually gets a crosshairs and a. Really? Wait, no, it gets one of the square ones. So, like, this one's square. Gets that one and then a bow at the top. Okay. Well, anyway, I didn't cut all of them out. I like that one. And, yeah, I didn't cut out any of the holly or anything like that. So, anyway, here is the tree. Although you've already seen one put together. There's with the little presents. See, it doesn't have the trunk, but I wanted a trunk, so I added a trunk. Here's the stocking. Oh, I didn't even show you the stockings. Or perhaps I did. The little gingerbread man. He's so cute. He's so cute. I shaded him. He looks a little burnt. This is one that I've already made. I was just trying out different pattern paper and stuff like that. And then there's some holly. You can shove it full of candy canes and, you know, that sort of thing. So I was trying this one. I wanted to see if I like this one with this paper because it just sort of looked like material. It looked like sweater material to me. So I thought, well, maybe I'll try a stocking out of it. And I did the little red toe and the... I wasn't sure. Maybe I should have made the red cuff too. But anyway, I had that paper and that matched the blue in it, so I thought I'd try it. But anyway, I do plan, my plans are to pick back up in my journal in December. For now, I'm playing and trying to get some of my Christmas cards done. And so that I can get them sent out and not be behind the 8-ball on that. And I usually just make a few as I go. I keep it out on my kitchen table and I wrap on one end and make cards on the other end. And so, you know, I just do it. I have them in a little dish like this. And when the mood strikes me, I sit down and put a couple together or I die cut some. Here's how I did that tree trunk. See how I just used a little piece of that and I colored it in a brown shaded it brown. And anyway, I'll sit down and do that and then wrap a couple presents and then make a couple cards and wrap a couple presents. I have a couple people that I send cards to, like in Maine. So that I know is going to take, you know, about a week or 5 days or whatever. So I try to get those out first and then, you know, the ones going across country. And anyway, so... But yeah, I do plan on doing, not last year, but when I was journaling before, I did do a December, not the official December daily, but I did somebody's prompts, and I can't think of who it is. So I'm going to look at those and get my December journal made and hopefully meet you back here making that journal, and I'll already have the prompts that I'm going to use. And I had already started back in July. I had already started on some Christmas printables. I don't know if I'll get those done or not. I'm not going to pressure myself to do it. But if I get them done, I get them done. And, you know, if so, I'll use them. And then, you know, of course, I'll post them. But I'm not going to stress myself out about that. I just want to do the journaling for Christmas and... You know, because usually I actually have something to put in the journal for Christmas or for December. So anyway, well, I hope that you enjoyed this. I know it was different and not something I normally do, but I just wanted to kind of chat and catch up with you and thought I would bring you along and just play. It's still playing with paper, right? Just smaller scale. So, I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate your grace, and I appreciate all your kind comments, and I appreciate every second that you watch, and because I know that your time is valuable. And I just want to say again that I'm sorry that I sort of ghosted you. I didn't mean to. And I will see you very, very soon. I hope very soon. Y'all have a wonderful night or a wonderful day, whatever it is where you are. And you take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.